employers. 0345 6060973. Here is Ben. Hi, how are you?
Hi Eddie, I'm alright, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I heard you taking a deep breath there. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Take the next right onto Causeway, A312.
I work for a large motor group throughout the UK.
Continue on A312 for 1 mile.
A manager who was quite a nasty person. I had a few issues and things that he likes to play mind games, that sort of stuff, to the point where I eventually had a stroke at Christmas 2019. I was off for about a month. Thankfully, I was made a pretty much a full recovery. I went back for about 2 days and just couldn't, and just had a little bit of a breakdown because he was almost back at it. I was forced to work 7 days in a row, sort of 12 hours.
He was aware you had a stroke. He was aware you were recovering from a stroke.
Oh yeah, and everyone was, even his boss. But I sent an email saying, because it was a particularly special weekend coming up for the group. I said, what days off we're doing this week, and he looked up from his computer and said, I can't believe you said that, and ignored it. I did say we're not having days off. So that was what we did, and then on the last day of that event, I had a breakdown.
Can I ask you to describe how that felt to you?
It was horrible. It was horrible. I mean, I've always had a bit of anxiety anyway. But I think he knew that and played off it. Since me leaving in May last year, I heard, because it's quite incestuous industry, I heard on the grapevine that within 2 months after I left, that same retailer had lost 9 members of staff in 2 months. Most of them from the department that he was manager of, which made me laugh.
You changed jobs, and did you change career? Did you go into something else entirely?
Yeah, hugely. I've moved into a completely different career. No longer in the motor trade. Working for a very small company on the south coast, doing logistics. But it's just such a breath of fresh air. I've got a very young family. Both my bosses have the same. They're really flexible. But it's just completely different because I had, like I said to you, I had 2 weeks off from this place. Went back, lost it before 10:30 on the first day back, and then was off for 2 months. At which point I was paid statutory sick pay, which I'm sure you know is horrendous. And then when I decided to leave because I didn't feel, given what I know that place is like and what the industry is like, I just didn't feel like I could go back, because it's just quite sort of man up and get on with it sort of attitude.
And I'm struck by...
In a quarter of a mile, at Wagoners Roundabout, take the second exit onto the Parkway, A312.
Mental pain, knowing there was that sort of emotional bruise, decided to keep punching it.
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to get rid of me. He told me privately about other people that he wanted to get rid of. He said to me in conversation once, I'm going to get rid of this guy. I said, how are you going to do that? He doesn't work for you. And he said, there's ways, just make him stay late, give him extra work, just that sort of stuff, and then they'll leave. And they did. The last paycheck that the group paid me was £0.10.
Exit the roundabout onto the Parkway.
For 2 months, and then they sent me a letter 2 weeks later saying,
Continue on the Parkway for 1 mile.
on accrued holiday pay.
That's charming, isn't it? That's just absolutely charming. Did you speak to, when you got this new job, did you tell your prospective new employer about how things had been and how you were?
Yeah, I did. I mean, my manager I've worked for before, so he knows me anyway. But he's very, very understanding and Well, it's just being human. It's just being human. It's just understanding that people are different and people go through some stuff. You know, a year prior to having the stroke, I lost my son at birth. So it was a pretty rough couple of years for me and my family. And it's just the attitude in that particular industry. I'm sure in others, but it's the attitude of you're replaceable. We don't care about you as a person. You're just a number.
I congratulate you on getting through all of this. Well done.
Thanks.
Nice to talk to you. Thank you for calling in. This text says, I'm an HR policy advisor for a government department. We have the policies, processes and services in place to support those with mental health conditions or concerns. However, unfortunately, whether this works all depends on the employee's local management to use these to support them. Fortunately, in my experience, most are empathetic and supportive, but not all. Until that changes, there'll always be that stigma mentioned by your guest from ACAS. You can text 84850. I suffered a mental health issue about 6 years ago, says this listener, brought on by work. For 6 months, I cried before I went to work, cried in the toilets there, and cried on the drive home. Came to a head one night, and...
In a quarter of a mile, at Cranford Parkway interchange, take the second exit onto the M4 slip road to Heathrow Airport, M25.
He told me not to go in the next day. I was off work for nearly 4 months, had counselling and so on. I made a deal with myself. I was never going back there, and if I could help anyone in future, I would hide this part of me. A breaking the silence session at work taught me it's okay to speak about it. After all, if I had a broken leg, I would talk about that. 0345 6060 973. At 6:30, Amelia Cox has the headlines.
Dominic Cummings has claimed Boris Johnson did know about a drinks party at number 10 during lockdown in May 2020. The Prime Minister's former special advisor says organisers were told in advance that it broke coronavirus restrictions.
Exit the roundabout onto the slip road.
It was a work event at the time.
In a quarter of a mile, merge onto M4.
Providing more support to Ukraine to combat the growing threat from Russia. Ben Wallace says self-defence weapons and a small number of British personnel will be sent over to give training. The TV licence fee will be frozen at £159 a year until 2024. The Culture Secretary says it will then rise with inflation for the following 4 years.
LBC Business Update.
With Direct Line Landlord Insurance. Come direct for landlord insurance.
Amazon has reversed a decision to ban customers from using UK Visa credit cards in a row over transaction fees. They were due to be banned from Wednesday. LBC weather, another cold and clear night across the UK, a low of -1.
This is LBC.
This is...
Continue on M4 for 3 miles.
You can do something just as amazing by giving blood. We need donors in London. It's quick and easy, and extra safety measures are in place. Join us at blood.co.uk to make an appointment at Westfield, Shepherd's Bush and Stratford, or the West End Donor Centre. Your donation could help save the lives of up to 3 people. This is amazing.
Mums, dads, annoying brothers and sisters. May we present to you? Drumroll, please. The food scanner app. Just scan your favourite foods with your phone, then swipe to see loads of healthier choices for your next shop. Magic! Like sugary yogurts for healthier ones, or cake bars for yummy molten loaves. Download the free NHS Food Scanner app and find healthier swaps for your family. Just scan, swipe, swap. Better health. Let's do this.
Business banking. Redesigned by HSBC UK. Our business current account, HSBC Kinetic, makes managing your finances quick and easy. Download the HSBC Kinetic app today and apply in minutes to have your business finances at the tap of a finger. HSBC UK, opening up a world of opportunity. Subject to eligibility, credit check and terms and conditions. Fees apply. At HSBC, you are backed by the current account switch guarantee.
Matt is hoping this shower will bring him back to life after an eventful night. You see, he's just bought an energy-efficient boiler from British Gas for just £35 a month, and it could save him £240 a year on his energy bills. So The only thing Matt needs to worry about is... Search British Gas new boiler. Conditions apply. British Gas New Heating Limited is a credit broker, not the lender, and uses a panel of lenders. Representative example, cash price £1,666. No deposit. Total payable £2,098.20. APR 9.9%. New boiler saving compared to G-rated boiler.
Stepping out of a hot, steamy shower, then wrapping yourself in a warm, soft, snuggly towel. At Swale Heating, we help you stay warm. Our expert engineers install efficient boilers, such as Worcester Bosch, with warranties of up to 10 years. And if it's an emergency, we can get the job done within 24 hours. Visit swaleheating.com. Rely on us to keep you warm.
In enclosed spaces, COVID-19 particles gather in the air like smoke, making it hard to avoid breathing them in. But 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 have no symptoms and could be breathing it into others without knowing. So take a rapid lateral flow test before you go to busy enclosed spaces or meet up with friends and family, particularly those who are vulnerable. And always stay at home if the test is positive so you don't breathe COVID-19 onto others. Stop COVID-19 hanging around.
Eddie Mair on LBC.
Inspired by Ruth Davison talking to the podcast Desperately Seeking Wisdom. We're talking about mental health, especially...
In a quarter of a mile, keep right to stay on M4.
Eric is next. Welcome. How are you?
Eddie, good evening.
What do you want to tell me?
Well, I want to tell you, talking about lots of mental health. Sorry, I haven't spoken to you before. I'm usually listening to Nick Abbott and lateness.
Keep right to stay on M4.
I'd like to just point out a few symptoms of what I've experienced in the mental health capacity, and maybe give some people a bit of a heads up on why mental health occurs. Maybe everybody has mental health issues, every human being, and it's a manifestation of thoughts. I get diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder from being at a very young age and then going on to work in a police setting, should we say, which is probably the most mental health issues in a police setting. And I stumbled across my mental health through drinking too much, and had to get diagnosed with PTSD when I was 28 years old. More to the point, the reasons why people have mental health issues, I believe, and I think this is of paramount importance, is a manifestation of thoughts. There's definitely a lot of stress, and the coping mechanisms are, not all of it, but a lot of people do drink and do take drugs, and that's the way of coping with a lot of mental health issues. Now, mental health has only really been discussed or accepted in the past 6 or 7 years, I would say, and it's getting talked about a lot more. What I find really helps me is to keep busy and have small goals. A lot of people try to have big goals when they're at the lowest. Maybe do things in a week or two, but it really helps me to have small goals.
Such as?
Once the small goals are met and they're completed, it gives you sometimes you can have a relapse, right? That's okay. I'll go back the way. But once you've achieved a few things, you don't have to be a brain surgeon or whatever you like.
And what are your small goals, Eric? What works for you?
Small goals are a piece. I studied a lot of mindfulness, and that's been a way that...
In a quarter of a mile, keep right to stay on M4.
I won't mention organisations. A veterans organisation that helps ex-military people, but they helped me a tremendous amount. In fact, I probably be dead for one thing. But they taught me a thing called mindfulness. It was the most easiest thing to learn. But it's...
Keep right to stay on M4.
And in terms of, I'm glad you're getting help, Eric, and it's clearly helping you. In terms of telling other people, either your old employers or family, how does that work for you?
Family, I wouldn't say they were great. Employers have to really get rid of this. When I was working, I was lying, telling people that I was late, and I wasn't late. I was extremely hungover at a young age, well, going out to work, and I was doing drinking too much, but I was embarrassed of my drinking. So I had to make up excuses and say no, I was late, or in. Because how can I know anything? You've got to get rid of courses and so on and so forth.
There is an improvement, but you're right, and we had the text earlier from somebody who works in HR saying that in many places the systems are in place, and most people will look at them and adhere to them, but not everyone, and that's the point, that for some people, including Ben, I suppose, who spoke to us earlier, working in the car industry, some people are not helped by any of the procedures that are out there. Eric, thank you very much. Give my best to Nick when you speak to him next. Here's Lee. Welcome. Lee, what do you want to tell me? Hi.
Hello, yeah. So basically, I've got my own construction company, and a woman that works for me a little while ago contacted me directly and asked me if she contacted my wife who works in the office and asked if she could have a word with me. So making time she had a word with me, she then let me know that she's got some mental health issues. Now, the lady's worked for me for a number of years, probably over 10 years. And she asked me if I could help in the fact that, well, not help, but she asked me, she told me what her concerns were. She said that she feels very, she gets anxiety working next to people and being in a busy workplace. And she thinks that it would really help her if she could be alone. Now, I wasn't too happy with that.
In 2 miles, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central.
At the beginning, I thought, okay, so I had a separate room built in the office for her, and shit. The productivity from that lady went absolutely through the roof. Yeah, just because she explained to me what her issues were, and I tried to say for them issues. So when I've done that, I wasn't, just because she's working there for me, I wanted to help her. So I paid for her to have counselling myself. And this Christmas just gone, she came up to me and she gave me a big hug and she went, thank you so much. And the gratitude that I got, the self-like the warmth that I got out of that was unbelievable, knowing that I helped someone else. And she's an amazing woman, and everyone just needs a little bit of help now and again. And yes, okay, it's I have helped her where I paid out no money, but at the end of the day, I'm that tenfold being that, like, she's now working in a place where she's absolutely happy to be, and she told me that. So just because of that, I've now started this game. I mean, I'm not a big company. I've got about 28 people working for me, but I've now done a scheme where there's a box in the office that anyone can put suggestion cards in there, or if someone needs any help, and I'm the only person that can open that box.
Lee, that is a fantastic idea. Very straightforward, very simple, and yet, well, based on your experience with one of your employees, just being heard and getting a positive response can make a hell of a difference. Lee, thank you. Here's Adam. Hi, Adam. How are you?
Hi there. I'm okay, thank you. I just called up when I heard your call of Ben and the ACAS guy. It just seemed to...
In a 1/4 mile, at junction 6, take the A355 exit to Slough Central.
I think, like Ben said, I think they do seem to... People... my problem was, my workplace issues came from, and stress and depression, all that came from my last employer. And I was just...
Exit at junction 6.
The stress caused me to have to call in ill. It felt like a double-edged sword because I actually...
In a 1/4 mile, at the roundabout, take the 3rd exit onto Tons Lane, A355.
I was going through with my last employer because I felt like it would affect me later on. It's a very small industry that I work in, and I felt like I had to take a lot because people expect you to in the creative industry.
And what did you say when you phoned in sick? What did you say was wrong with you?
I actually said that I had I've got a frozen shoulder.
when actually I just couldn't bear to come into work, and I felt so much anxiety. I had to take my stuff home every day because I didn't know if I was going to get fired or if I was going to never have to come back. But then, and I would talk to my friends, and they're all telling me, quit. But I'm saying, telling someone to quit when it's their dream it doesn't actually feel like good advice. And if anything, I end up feeling angry at my friends because they know how much this opportunity meant to me, and I think my employer knew how much it meant to me, which is why they took advantage of it. And I think so many people, much like the guy who was who loved his motoring, Ben, loves his job and that industry, and a lot of people, young people, who find, this is my first position that was relevant.
Exit the roundabout onto Tons Lane.
I needed to suck it up, and if you moan to people a few stages ahead of you, they will say, "Oh, it's terrible for me," but they didn't understand the fact.
In a quarter of a mile, slight left towards Sippenham Lane.
When I started the job, the man was very charismatic and very over complimenting, but then he always, to compliment me, he always talked other people down, and he always said what he was going to do to other people, and I should have seen that eventually I would be on the chopping block, and I didn't. I was so happy to have the opportunity that I ignored the horrible things he was doing to other people, and then when it came to me, I was just taken aback, because I really felt if I kept my head down and I kept quiet and I never complained, I used to have to...
Slight left towards Sippenham Lane.
After a month, he said that he didn't think that I was good enough, and I said, well, that's fine, then don't pay me. And if it wasn't for ACAS stepping in and giving me the clout and the confidence to tell me what was right and wrong and what I shouldn't...
Continue for 1.5 miles.
To be the mediator, he finally paid me, and for me, it was over $2,500 that I got paid, and I mean, it was just, I was using credit cards to get into work. I had to buy coffee for everybody out of my own money because he told me nobody liked me, and then that's what I had to do to kind of get people to like me. He made me go into his deliveries out of my own money, out of my own, his own 1 to 4 travel card. It was outside of the 1 to 4, which it took me into work, so then I ended up having to pay more. So if anything, I was working for free, and then I was paying on top of that because I wasn't getting paid.
I'm hoping, Adam, that now you're in a happier place in every sense, are you?
Absolutely. In the end, I did quit because, without knowing anything good was on the horizon. But ACAS really, really helped me, and I want to tell anybody, ACAS are a godsend. I don't think I ended up getting an opportunity in the creative field that I want to be in. Unfortunately, not in London, the greatest city in the world. But it doesn't matter. I'm really happy for my opportunity. I'm really doing well in my progress, and just knowing that I won the situation, or not that I won, because it's not about winning when there was so much unhappiness in that case, but the fact that I ended up getting paid and ACAS listened to me and they told me what was wrong. It wasn't in my head. It wasn't me I was happy to just walk away and not be paid because I just wanted to stress over, but ACAS told me I'm entitled to this, and they really helped me. And anybody who's going through something, I would recommend speaking to ACAS because they really changed my whole of last year. It was horrific, but ACAS really helped me. So thank you, ACAS. And
are you okay?
Thanks for talking about it.
You okay?
I'm fine now.
Good.
I'm fine. Thank
Good.
you.
Nice to talk to you, and all power to you. 0345 60 60 973 if you want to tell me about you. The news headlines, Amelia Cox.
Boris Johnson's former special advisor Dominic Cummings says the Prime Minister did know about a drinks party at number 10 in May 2020. A body has been found in the search for a missing British woman following a tsunami in Tonga, and the Culture Secretary has confirmed TV licence fees will be frozen for the next 2 years. LBC weather, another cold and clear night across the UK, a low of -1.
LBC Travel, I'm Dave Goff. It's heavy on the M25 clockwise. One lane is closed because a car has broken down at junction 24 for Potters Bar. There are queues on the A12 northbound. It's partly blocked because of an accident before junction 12 for Shenfield. The A1 Barnet bypass is now closed going out of town between Mill Hill Circus and Apex Corner. That's because of an accident, so there are queues. In Stonebridge on the North Circular Road northbound, it's heavy at the Harrow Road underpass. There's a lane closed because a car has broken down. On the underground, there's no service on the Bakerloo line between Harrow and Wealdstone and Stonebridge Park. That's because of problems with the signals. And also on the underground, there's no service on the District line between Turnham Green and Richmond. That's also because of problems with the signals.
Coming up at 7 on LBC, Ian Dale.
Once upon a time, there was a big dog. The big dog liked red meat. Unfortunately, when it came to it, it choked him. Can big dog Boris Johnson yet find a way to save his premiership?
Ian Dale on LBC.
At Honda, we've been listening out for inspiration and discovered something everyone wants in a car. Nothing. So, Introducing the all-new Honda HR-V Hybrid. The exterior is very nothingy, just beautiful, clean lines front to back. And you don't need a key or fob, so there's nothing to forget or lose. You can do everything with your phone. In the back, it's all about nothingness, with its legroom views and seats that can disappear, making way for even more nothingness. The all-new HR-V Hybrid. Nothing to it, really. Where will listening take us next? Honda, the power of dreams.
Call Eddie Mayer 0345 6060 973. This is LBC.
Euronics is a network of over 600 independent electrical stores. They've been right on your high street for generations, each one offering great local service and value on big brand home appliances like Beko, Hoover and Samsung. Everything comes direct from your local store. Get the brands you love. Pop in, go online or give them a call. Independent stores supporting local communities.